So this is basically an email, and it mentions that she has been experiencing some jinn activity, at night in the early hours of the morning when she is trying to sleep. She mentions that this is occurring on a daily basis. Every day she comes and gets harassed by this figure. Now, some people you know may be familiar with this kind of thing, and some may be familiar on a bit of a lesser scale. There's something that people call sleep paralysis, which is when you're sleeping at night and you can't move, you can't control anything or whatever, have you? That's usually when a jinn comes and messes with you at night. That's something that a lot of people have experienced, probably at least at one point in their life. Some people experience it more commonly than others, and for some people, it's a quite consistent and reoccurring problem that happens. Now, this is that kind of problem. Okay, now she mentioned this is becoming an increasingly common problem. She tried to speak to her mother about it, but her mother kind of just blew her off and said that basically, she's just experiencing this. So that's kind of just like her mind playing games on her, making her think she's just getting desperate. Which is obviously not the case for her. She's adamant that that's not the case. She's actually feeling this, and she wakes up in the morning. There have been cases where people actually find, discharge between their legs. That could just be that you had a wet dream, you're actually feeling the pain, you're actually feeling the physical feeling that comes along with it. Sometimes that can happen in a dream and then wake up with physical bruising and the physical kind of thing. Or it might not be a dream, it could actually be that you are experiencing it while you're awake but you're in a state of almost sleep paralysis, where you can't do anything or you feel kind of weak, and you're just basically being overpowered, and it's basically doing that with you. Now she mentioned that when she started to pray, it got a bit better, and every day she still has to do this cleaning herself and having to take her out of this major ritual impurity by doing the ghusl, which is the ritual purification. So, she wants to know how this filthy act could come to an end. She wants to know how this can be stopped. Two things are happening here. Number one, you're disobeying Allah, so the protection of Allah is not as strong for you as it would be for someone who's obedient. Number two, you are actually attracting the evil shaitan to follow you. Some points of how you can overcome this sleep paralysis, these night attacks. The first thing is that you must remove from your house anything that attracts the shaitan. So what attracts shaitan is if sins are happening in your house, music is being played in your house, pictures are put in your house, because the angels don't come. That's the first thing. The second thing is that you should strictly perform all the adhkar, all the remembrances ordained. Your eyes, the supplications, the words of remembrance that will cause you to be protected from shaitan. There are those that you read in the morning after far, and some that you read before night. The third thing is that you read the adhkar and the supplications that are specific to overcoming an enemy. So you read this before sleeping, or suddenly if you wake up at night feeling scared or if you feel the attack is taking place, then you read this. The fourth thing is to take a ruqya bath. The fifth thing is to use ruqya oil before going to sleep. The sixth thing is that you wake up for the night prayer, the tahajjud prayer. The reason why this is good is that the shaitan will see that the way you're responding to these attacks is by actually worshipping Allah. The reason he comes to you is that he ultimately wants to take you away, but when he realizes that you are actually responding by increasing your servitude, slavery, and submission to Allah, he will then start to back off because he will realize it's not worth it. This is why the Prophet, SAW, used to sleep on the other side of the bed. The reason for that is that when the shaitan would come to whisper to Umar, trying to make her mother do evil, then when Mama would hear that, she would do the opposite but double in terms of good. It doesn't come from foreign or outside sources. It comes from within you.